All right, so very good evening, everyone. And I'm Smriti from the team Luneblaze, and I believe you all had a wonderful week. So it's so inspiring again to see that this passionate community of educators coming back for another thought-provoking webinar. A very warm welcome to each one of you joining us today. So, as you all know, today our conversation will be taking us to the most important priority in all the schools right now, that is the CBSE score. And we all know that the score filing, 31st December, is coming closer. And, we all know a bit about score already, that it is designed to strengthen the culture of, the continuous improvement across all aspects of schooling. But our focus today will be, the final submissions, what we'll be doing on the score portal. That is the self-assessment and the structured improvement planning, right? And how these things can finally bring up a meaningful change. So you all know schools are increasingly recognizing that quality and compliance are not just checklists to complete, they are basically the pathways to excel. So the SQAAF framework encourages institutions to reflect deeply on their practices, identify strengths, address challenges, and plan the actionable steps to enhance teaching learning processes, governance, safety, infrastructure, stakeholder engagement, and the student well-being. At Luneblaze, we have partnered with hundreds of schools and colleges across the world for more than 8 years now, supporting them on their journeys of, the quality enhancement, innovation, and transformation. Beyond documentation, our mission is to help schools bring policy framework, including NEP 2020, NCF, and the CBSE score to life through practical implementation and the measurable outcomes. As schools across the country accelerate their readiness for SQAAF, we are here to make that process more smoother, purposeful, and meaningful. Right? So today's session is about understanding that how SQAAF aligned self-assessment can become a catalyst for the school improvement, where every key indicator, every improvement plan, and every action translates into a better learning experience for our students. Let's begin with this journey, and moving ahead, let's discuss the upcoming slides talking about the kind of webinars we organize. We at Luneblaze understand that, framework is the only first step. What truly matters is that how schools convert that respective framework into the everyday practice. And also, implementing something as comprehensive as SQAAF can feel overwhelming at first, and from interpreting indicators to preparing documents to conducting the assessments and the building improvement plans. That's exactly we host these monthly webinars to make this journey more clear, simpler, and actionable for all the leaders out here and the educators. Each session is designed to offer the right kind of support, breaking down the complex indicators into practical steps, sharing tools and templates. Our webinars bring you to the direct texts of experts with deep experience in educational quality assurance, school transformation, and the policy implementation. Beyond compliance, our focus is also on the practical applications, strategies that make teaching learning more effective, assessments more purposeful, and operations more efficient. And perhaps the most valuable aspect is the community we build here. The educators coming and learning together, exchanging their experiences, supporting one another to embark as they are taking the step ahead in the assessment and the improvement planning. So as always, every participant receive a participation certificate acknowledging your commitment to, strengthening the quality standards and contributing to the culture of continuous improvement in your respective institution. So moving ahead, as we move to the today's, session, it's time to meet our expert speaker for today, and that's Dr. Abhishek Sharma. And we are honored to have you, sir, with us. He's a seasoned educationist and the quality assurance professional whose expertise lies in schools audits, structured improvement planning, and training the leadership teams on the SQAAF implementation strategies. So as an advanced trainer with expertise in the Lean Six Sigma, CBSE-related quality initiatives, and the leadership development, he brings a unique blend of academic depth and the practical, the implementation knowledge. So schools working towards SQAAF readiness have benefited tremendously from his insights into the evidence gathering, indicators mapping, and creating the improvement plans that are more realistic, phased, and sustainable. So on everyone's behalf, sir, it is a privilege to have you all with us today as we unpack the SQAAF indicators and explore how the schools can design the improvement plans that are grounded in data, aligned in context, and focused on the student outcomes. So we are so excited to learn from your experiences and guidance. And let's move ahead and see what we have on our plate today. That's the sequence. And we will be starting this webinar with the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. And next, we'll move on to the quick recap of NEP 2020. From there, we'll take up, the main topic, the SQAAF Self-Assessment and the Improvement Plan. That's our webinar. Following that, we'll explore the SQAAF required documents and, we'll ensure that the schools understand what evidences and records are important for the self-assessment and verification. Then we'll move on to a case study, bring the real practical, examples to the discussion. After that, the floor will be open for the question answers round, and we'll then conclude with a brief conclusion. So we'll get to know a little more details about the CBSE inspection, the latest CBSE circular, and how the Luneblaze can assist you in the SQAAF implementation, assisting you with the self-assessment and the improvement planning. We'll also introduce the SQAAF webinar series designed to provide you the continuous support and the guidance. And this will be again followed by the question answers round where all the participants will be allowed to unmute and speak, right? So with this, we'll invite Dr. Abhishek to take the session ahead. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. And Dr. Abhishek, the thing is over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. And let's start with our session, today. I just wanted everybody to be active there in the session and ask questions whenever you feel like, or you can jot it down. We'll take it at the end of the session. We'll keep it more interactive. And, I'll make sure, that at the end of this session, you'll be able to at least, know about SQAAF, the document preparations, what all are the prerequisites, and something additional to it. Let's start with our, first slide, that is Sustainable Development Goal. Now, my question to all of you is, and I want you to, write in the chat box, who coined the idea of SDG? Can you please write the answer in the chat box? Who coined the idea of Sustainable Development Goal, SDG? I'm waiting for the answers. Yes, absolutely wonderful, Mr. Ashish Kocher. Thank you for writing the answer, and this answer is absolutely correct. Yes, it's UN, and it was actually decided in 2015. Now, my next question comes in. Do you know what is the full form of SDG? Are you aware? What is SDG? Can you please write there in the chat box? I want more and more interaction. So keep your keep your devices on the chat also, so that yes, it's Sustainable Development Goal. It's already there in the slide. Thank you so much. Wonderful, Mr. Hitendra. Your answer is absolutely right. Yes, Mr. Okay, so this is some Ilyas, right? Thank you so much for the answer. Okay, now my next question comes in. How many SDGs are there altogether? Can you tell me the total number of SDGs which are? Yes, absolutely, Mr. Hitendra. Again, there is a Elias. If you can change, yeah, Jayshri Patil. Thank you so much. There are 17 goals which have been decided in UN, where all countries came together and they actually, found different problems which are all summed up under 70 sustainable development goals. Right. If I may ask you one more question, who is responsible for SDG in India? My question I'm repeating again. Who is responsible? Yes, absolutely, SDG, fourth, quality education. But my question is, who is responsible for SDG in India? Who takes up the responsibility in India? Government, to citizen, everyone? Okay, that's a great answer. Ashish ji, thank you so much. Any other answer? I'm waiting for one more answer. Who is responsible for sustainable development goal monitoring in India? Okay, the correct answer is, please do not hesitate writing the answer. It doesn't matter whether it is right or wrong, right? We all are here to learn from each other. So the correct answer comes the Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog is, yes, absolutely, Jayashri ji. Niti Aayog, is responsible in India for the proper monitoring and proper data collection of all these sustainable development goals. Today we are going to talk about goal number 4, and you can see that the goal number 4 is highlighted here. That is all about quality in education. So do you really think that these goals are important? And we'll not be talking about we'll not be talking about all the goals here, but we'll talk definitely about the fourth goal, that is quality education. Do you really think that it is important and it is to be taken care in India or not? A little, yes, definitely. Thank you, Mr. Hitendra. Thank you, Ms. Jayashri. Yes, absolutely. Now the question comes, why? Why it is there? So the answer lies, in one of my answer. I'll not, tell you in detail, but this is the answer actually you need to explore after this session. And I'll tell you that the CBSE has recently come up with a book which is called as IKS, Indian Knowledge System. Why the CBSE has to work on Indian knowledge system? What is this Indian knowledge system? You can download this Indian knowledge system book from CBSE site, and once you go through with the 6-7 pages, you will come to know that what is actually the Indian knowledge system, why it has been incorporated in education, how it is going to be helping in quality education, and is it really required? The last question is very, very important. Yes, because our scriptures, our old books, our shlokas, all are in sync with where since ages we've been giving the quality education. Now somehow, India, yes, absolutely, Ms. Shilpa ji, right? It is focusing on rich Indian culture, because our culture is so rich, but somehow out of modernization we are somehow lagging behind. And this is one very good initiative by CBSE, by Government of India, by Niti Aayog, in sync with Sustainable Development Goal. So today we are taking the goal number 4, that is quality education. Now, when we talk about quality education, do you really think that the quality education, we are having, how do we measure it? Because something, in case if we cannot measure, we cannot say whether it is quality or not. So quality education is basically an equitable quality education, and it basically ensures inclusive. I hope you understand inclusive. Inclusive is clear. Inclusive means there is a guideline from High Court and Supreme Court that all kind of children, in spite of any kind of deficiency, whether it is physical, whether it is any other kind of deficiency, everybody has got the right to study in the same school, same environment. So ensure inclusive and equitable quality education. Equitable means that everybody takes action, everybody puts their role, everybody puts their effort, and finally we'll be reaching to the quality education, and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. When we go to the yes, quality education looks as how well learners understood. No, it's more than that. Shilpaji, thank you so much for the answer. But it is more than that. I'll tell you one thing that, the last line, in case if we interpret, so it talks about promote lifelong learning opportunities. But do you, if you agree, you just write yes there in the group that, at our times, teachers used to say that, we are the source of knowledge. Whatever we are saying, you just mug it up and, you can write in the paper. But finally, ending, yes, absolutely true, right? So now present education and the CBSE, thank you, Shilpaji. So, CBSE is actually more focused, towards making the children, not the students, making the children inquirers, right? Yes, absolutely, Shilpaji. So, when we have got the inquirers, the children will raise the question, and this is how the old knowledge will be given and the new knowledge, will come in the form of research. So in the classrooms, we have to make the inquirers. Yes, learn by doing. We are talking something more beyond Rajniji, right? More than, learn by doing. So, what is there that in the classes, you need to create the inquirers. In the coming slides, I'll tell you and I'll give you a couple of, keywords also where, yes, experiential learning is there, learn by experience is there, art integration, sports integration, and number of things are there. But I'm going to talk something where in this session you will be getting, which is actually, happening in couple of countries, especially if I talk about Europe, if I talk about Finland, if I talk about, recently I was in Dubai. So, these practices are already happening at these places. So I'm going to talk about these places also, and what is the practice that they are going, what they are implementing there in their schools, in their regions. So can we move on to the next slide? Next slide, please. Somebody is there, #educare. Can you please rename your name so that I can, take your name also? Thank you so much. Right. When we talk about, SQAAF, so, do you know what is basically, okay, Tirumurti, right? Thank you so much. You can just change your name tag there. Thank you so much. So, school quality assessment and assurance framework, why we have to have this, SQAAF in CBSE system? What is the need? Why? Yes, measuring learning outcome, but why it is important? Is it to measure about school? Is it to measure about the principal? Is it to measure about the teachers? Is it to measure about students? Is it to measure about parents? Who to measure? What to measure? So rather than having the SQAAF, can we have the school audits? Is it the audit system? Lots of questions are there. Yes, Prashanti ji, absolutely quality of school, because CBSE has made up a target that by next 5 to 7 years, all CBSE schools will be standard. All CBSE schools will be having the same quality of labs. All CBSE schools will be having the same kind of infrastructure. A little here and there, is okay. Yes, absolutely, Shilpa ji, Prashanti ji, right? This Prashanti ji, this answer you can ask from the Luneblaze team. I think they'll be happy to answer this question. Anyways, we will move ahead. So SQAAF was something which is a kind of audit system only, but audit is, this SQAAF, is auditing, but not to scare you. It is not scaring. Sampaji, right? We see something different. We are talking about, SQAAF. So SQAAF is basically a kind of audit system where it is not basically to scare anybody. It is not, all about, scaring, somebody. It is all about to give them the rubrics. When I say rubrics, what do you understand by rubrics? For example, if I say that you are a good dancer, now how I can say whether you are a good dancer, bad dancer, or an average dancer? Yes, I'll talk. Prashanti ji, I'll talk, definitely I'll talk about, this also, because this is there in the next slide. So my point is that basically, like, how you are going to judge whether you're a good dancer, bad dancer, or an average dancer, until and unless there are rubrics. So there are certain rubrics which have been there in the in the SQAAF, and these rubrics are basically catering to the requirements of the school. What all is expected from the principal, what all is expected from the students, what all is expected from teachers. So SQAAF is all about giving you rubrics and then asking you to check and check and see whether you are on track or not. Yes, absolutely. So school quality assessment and assurance framework is a set of standard and best practices as a paradigm for attaining individual and institutional excellence. The purpose is very clear. It is not about checking the school whether you are right or wrong. It's not about right and wrong. It's not about good and bad or average. It's all about that how do we attain excellence? How do we take our school to the next level? So SQAAF is all talking about this thing. And when we talk about SQAAF, so SQAAF is all about self-reflection, accountability, collaboration, and innovation. So in one of my session, I said one story, and I'm sure that you are interested in story. So if you want to hear the story, you can write the story there in the comment section, and I'll tell you one good story. So I'm waiting for your comment there in the story section. In the chat section, you can write story, and I'll narrate you one story. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ashish ji. Thank you, Shilpa ji. So, there was one very popular incident. Thank you, Renu ji, Meenu ji. Thank you. Wonderful. We have got a wonderful audience here. Thank you so much. So, thank you so much for your active participation. So, the story is, one story basically. This story talks about that one of the person has visited his old school, and fortunately the old headmaster was also there, and he said that he wrote an application and he met the headmaster and said, headmaster, I want my refund of the complete amount which I paid to your school, because actually I did not learn anything. This is the end of the story. Did you understand the story? And the correct answer is that, who is accountable whether our children are learning or not? Are we accountable? Or is it our responsibility that, we go in the class, we simply deliver our lecture and simply come out of the class thinking that the children will do it by themselves? Okay, just to add in, we are giving some additional worksheets. Is it our responsibility? Is it finished? No, it is not finished. Right? It is not finished. Our responsibility is there that when we go in the class and when we leave out of the class, we have to see whether it is properly delivered, and the children, they did not mug it up. They had to understand it and they understood it properly. Now that is what it is called as education. So somebody should be held responsible and accountable that the children are learning. Yes, absolutely right. And that is how basically, I say here that in our education system and the worldwide education system, they have opted for a wonderful education system. It's called as Kath-Murdoch inquiry cycle. I'm repeating once again, Kath-Murdoch inquiry cycle. So, they have opted the Kath-Murdoch inquiry cycle. You can jot it down, you can explore more, and, it's not only about accountable. How you will be held accountable, on what all rubrics you are going to check. Kath-Murdoch, Kathmurdoc. Kath-Murdoch. You can write in Google, you'll find it. Now, Kath-Murdoch has divided the whole learning process into 6 different parts. Right? And these parts are tuning in, finding out, sorting out, going further, reflection, and taking action. These are the 6 parts, plus additional last is the reflection. So I'll once again repeat it. It's tuning in, finding out, sorting out, going further, reflection, and then action. You can search more on Kath-Murdoch inquiry cycle. And Kath-Murdoch says that, until and unless we divide our knowledge into different segments which are measurable, we cannot find out whether our children are really learning in the class or not. So Kath-Murdoch cycle, you can explore. Now another, it starts with K, Kath. Shilpa ji, it starts with Kath-Murdoch. You can search, you'll find it. Now, one more thing is there, which is very, very important, that, CAT Modoc inquiry cycle talks about the different stages of learning. But how do you analyze whether this learning, whether this learning is going to be fruitful until and unless you check, you question your knowledge only. So for that, yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Amin ji. You have put in, one link. The others can follow, right? So the point is that, it's the knowledge can be further broken down into KWHL chart. The knowledge can be further broken down to KWHL chart. Now, what is that KWHL chart? What do you know? What do you want to know? How will you learn? And what have you learned? KWHL chart is also readily available there on the Google. You can search. Right? So KWHL chart, whatever you know, whatever you want to know, whatever and what way you are going to learn, and after learning, what you have, after going through with different, places, what did you learn? So KWHL chart is a measurable, chart, which will give you an idea what exactly you are knowing and what level of knowledge you require from which all sources. And in our education system, we don't only talk about KWHL, we also talk about KWHL AQ chart. So action and question, which is, AQ is all about, research. It's not only about learning. So KWHL is basically talking about, put your knowledge into measurable criteria, and whatever you have learned later. Say, for example, you have learned something about, some topic. Now, what you are going to do with this knowledge, whatever you have learned. So then the AQ comes, that is action and question. So this is called as KWHL AQ chart. So if you want to have this, accountability, you should be knowing what is that KWHL chart, what is that KWHL AQ chart, and what is that CAT Modoc inquiry cycle. Because if you know these three things, I think you will make your teaching learning process in your school one of the best ones, because majorly the problem starts from here and ends here only. So if you go with KWHL AQ, and CAT Modoc inquiry cycle, I think your 90% problem solves regarding accountability, regarding finding out whether the children really learn something or not. Then the collaboration is there. When we talk about collaboration, NEP, New Education Policy, clearly talks about, NCF also has got several provisions that you cannot be the sole transformer, right? You have to take the support of children, you have to take the support of parents, and you have to take the support of community. So this is all about, I talked about innovation, I talked about self-reflection. SQAAF is self-reflection. I already said that, it is not about finding out good, bad, or ugly. It is all about where we are and where we need to go further, and what way we can go further. Then accountability, I told you a story, and collaboration I explained. Now the question comes, are you ready for the CBSE visit for SQAAF inspection? Write the answer there in the group. Yes or no, along with the evidences. Are you ready with the documents? Great. Hiten ji. Okay. Ashish ji, Renu ji. Thank you for your answers. Sampa ji. Radha ji. Right. Great. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So now this session will really help you out how to prepare these documents. And in case if you have got questions, please make sure to jot it down. We'll take it. Sorry. We will take it at the end of the session. All right. Can we move on to the next slide? All right. So are you aware how many domains are there? Why we have to, put everything into domains, subdomains? What is the reason? So total of, yes, absolutely, Mr. Roop Kumar ji. So 7 domains are there. Now, why these 7 domains are there? What is the reason why we have got 7 domains? So basically, all kind of school processes are being put into 7 domains, right? Now, these 7 domains are basically the main heads under which the whole school can be covered. And if you can see here, right, the maximum weightage is being given to whom? To what domain? Domain number 1, right? Now, can you tell me what is the reason why it has been given more weightage to domain number 1? Infrastructure is also important. Human resource is also important. Inclusive practices is important. Leadership is important, right? Why only to domain 1? What is the reason? Anybody can write the reason. Teaching and learning. Okay, great. Can you write the specific word why? What is the reason why? Teaching and learning is not a wrong answer. It's a right answer. But still, I'm looking. Okay, pedagogy, curriculum, motivation. Okay, some more answers I'm waiting for. All right, main reason for running the school in CP. Okay, all right, curriculum planning. Thank you so much. The main purpose of the school. Okay, curriculum, pedagogies. Today I'm going to give you one more word, and hereafter I want all of you not to use the word pedagogy. So if you are ready, okay, curriculum in the area, scaffolding, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, everybody. It's really a wonderful response. And, I'll tell you that today I'm going to give you 3 words. Yes, teaching strategies, absolutely. Everything is included, and I'll come back to the answer. So today I'm going to give you 3 words. One is pedagogy, one is andragogy, and the third one is heterogogy. Pedagogy, andragogy, and heterogogy. Please write these 3 words, and hereafter I'm sure that you are not going to use the word pedagogy, you are going to use the word heterogogy. But the journey starts from pedagogy to andragogy and then finally heterogogy. So my question was that, why this, domain number 1 is given with 40% weightage, and the heart and the soul of any institution, right, is children, teachers, curriculum, lessons, pedagogy, andragogy, heterogogy, co-curricular activities, extracurricular activities. And I'll tell you that all other 6 domains work only for domain number 1. Now, you agree or disagree? Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, yes, thank you so much. Wonderful response. We have got a very active, audience here. Thank you so much. It was Saturday. I thought you'll be in the holiday mood. But anyways, great, wonderful. So total 7, heterogogy students. Yes, absolutely. Right. And nowadays we are not teaching our children, basically, we are actually we are making them inquirers, and we are actually encouraging them to be the researchers rather than only getting the knowledge and interpreting and writing in the paper and finding the job finished off. We want our children to be the researchers, and that is how 9 planets are now 8 planets. What we have learned from from our teachers was the 9 planet. Now it is only 8 planets, and nobody knows. There was a recent study which I was going through, and there are 3 more planets which have been discovered, right? And they are very far from us, very far from us, and they make the circle of the sun once in maybe like 300 years or 200 years or something, right? So maybe in the near future we may be having 12 planets or 11 planets, right? This world is all about understanding. The education is all about what we have learned. We are passing to our children, and we are making them we are making them do the research on this knowledge and take it further, so that they don't have to reinvent the wheel again. I hope I am clear. So total of 7 domains are there. Subdomains are total 49, and standards and benchmarking statements are total of 84. So I hope I am clear on this part. Domains are the major heads under which the schools have been covered, and in the main domain there are further different things which have been covered under subdomains, and standards and benchmarkings are basically the rubrics. So in simple language, you can understand this way: main heads. Under the main heads, we can have, for example, in case if we talk about classroom teaching. So classroom teaching is not only one word, it is the main word. And then under classroom teaching, you can talk about the classwork, you can talk about homework, you can talk about the AI integration, you can talk about the chalk and talk, you can talk about group discussion, you can talk about extempore, you can talk about storytelling, you can talk about n number of things. So this is called as subdomains. And then finally, on what basis we are rating them, so that is called as standard and the. I hope I'm clear on this. Can we move on to the next slide, please? Now, for example, now I just wanted to know, like, if you have opened your SQAAF portal, you must have seen there that, several things are there where it is to be ticked, or, I mean, most of the cases you need to tick only. You don't have to write anything there in the SQAAF portal. Now, the point is that on what basis you are ticking? Is it something which is already planned, or is it just opening the site, randomly filling, the points, and then getting the score, and that's it? Is it something this sort? Now, here comes basically the SQAAF process phases. So, we have got total of 5 planning, stages. One is the planning, second one is the action, third one is the correlation and online self-assessment. Next one is the development of improvement plans, and last one is the implementation of improvement plans. And I'm sure that you are aware that there is a SQAAF committee. You don't have to be taking the decision individually, being the principal, being the head teacher, being the HOD, or being the responsible person for filling the SQAAF information. There is a complete committee. If you're not aware, you need to just check it, because there is a complete committee. You cannot take the decision by yourself, just simply ticking and filling. So in case if you have got a SQAAF committee, do you have the SQAAF committee at your school? Just write in the chat box yes or no. And please be fair. Yes, please be fair, because see, we are not here for judging each other. We are here for discussing and taking it ahead. Wonderful, Gunjanji. Anupma ji, right? Great. Wonderful. Renuka ji, Sheila ji, wonderful. Thank you so much for the wonderful answers. Sampaji, right? Right. So if you do not have the SQAAF committee, please make sure that you make the SQAAF committee, because see, it's not about filling and completing. If you are doing that, then you are actually forfeiting the purpose of SQAAF, right? So it is not about just filling. Please make sure that there should be a proper planning, right? You need to plan that, we need to take the school from this level to this level, whether it is pedagogy. On all these 7 domains, you need to prepare a complete paper. Then you need to find out what action you have taken as of now, right? And if you have taken action, so what action you have taken? If you have not taken any action, what is in plan? And if it is implemented, then you need to check what level of implementation it has reached up to. So it's basically not about checking and telling you that your school is good or bad. It's all about just finding out and giving you rubrics that on what basis, which criteria basis you are judging yourself. And if you're judging yourself, you should know, right, that the judgment is not just a simple, thought process that has come from a random mind. It has come from some rubrics which is being properly planned. And whatever is the judgment is not just the judgment. It is basically all about judging, then finding an action plan, and then making further developmental plans, taking everybody, all the stakeholders together, right? So, so this is all about, basically, to improve. It's not all about, like, to find out whether we are good or bad. And I'll tell you that, before filling, please make sure that you have to have some file. In that file, sit together at least once in 10 days, once in 15 days, prepare a plan accordingly, and, then only you go for the SQAAF filling. I'm sure that you know the deadline of the SQAAF filling. It is very closer by. It's, I think, 31st of December is the last date. So if you have not done it, this is the time you need to do. You need to take action immediately. First, What all are the steps you need to follow? Prepare a team, make a team, take everybody's consent, find out different main domains, subdomains, find out what all are the plans, what is the action plan, how you are going to implement, what stage you have already reached in case if you have started with something, and what further. So accordingly, you need to make a complete plan, then go for action, correlation, and then go for the online assessment. Now the question comes, in case if anybody knows about SQAAF, right? Yeah, for that, you can reach, after the session to the Luneblaze team. They'll definitely help you out, right? Now, my question, in case if anybody knows or anybody has filled in the SQAAF, data, what is the good score to start with? Can anybody tell out of 100%? What is a good score to start with? Anybody? Okay, 1. Thank you. What else? All right. So I'll give you the answer. So the good score to start with, what I say, basically what I mean by start with, that after filling the whole SQAAF document, no idea, fine. I'll give you the idea. I'll give you the total idea. After filling the complete SQAAF document, all 7 domains, subdomains and standards, the final score, a good score, to start with is between 50% to 60%. Yes, 50% to 60%. If you are under 50%, that means the school requires drastic changes in planning and implementation. Right? 50 to 60% is okay. Okay doesn't mean that you are doing okay. That means that the school is almost stable. Now you need to find out. For example, I'll give you just one example. For example, you have got a library. How many books you have got? Maybe 1,500, 3,000, 4,000, 7,000. Right? Now further, now you have got a library. You have put in this information there in the SQAAF. Now further, what is the next step? You have to find out that minimum of 1,000 books should be there, subject wise, and there should be weekly paper, there should be monthly paper, there should be annual papers. Then you need to also ensure that in the next level you will be getting some research papers also downloaded or collected from some sources, so your children can go with the research papers. Now, what is the further level? You can go for the digital library. Now, what is the further level? You can tie up with Britannica or any of the encyclopedia company with your digital library. So this is what is the step-by-step planning. So if you are 50 to 60, that means that you are stable, but still you require to improve it, right? And in the first go, if you go directly from 8 to 9, that means there is something fishy, and there will be an inspection which will be there in the school, right? To check out, not to find out your fault, but to check out whether you are following these practices along with the evidences. So I hope I am clear on this. These all 5 points: planning, action, correlation, and online self-assessment. Then development of improvement plans, and finally implementations of improvement plans. So I'm sure you understood what you need to do. You need to make a team. In the team, divide the work among the team. There is a complete document which is available. And if you are not aware, you can reach us after the session. So what is to be done? 1 minute. So you need to make the team, and after making the team, you need to divide the work. You need to plan accordingly. You need to draft a action plan. You need to be then going to your self-assessment, and then there you need to find out, depending on the rubrics, what all you have checked and what all you have not checked. Further, you need to check what all are the improvement plan. So now SQAAF is not one-time action. it is basically a continuous evolving and continuous improvement process. So I hope I am clear on this part. We'll move on to the next slide. All right. When we talk about the SQAAF self-assessment, so there are four major points that we need to be taking care. So yes, absolutely, lots of paperwork is there, but I'm sure that this paperwork is the most worthiest paperwork. Reason being that you are not preparing the paper just for showing off or just for the records. These papers are basically taking your school, taking you means you also. It is not only about school. It is not about school management. It is not about school principal. It is not about students. It is not about building. It is not about infra. It is taking you also along, because institution cannot grow. Every entity grows together. So the point is that you also grow along with your school, and I'm sure that that is why several points are there where teachers are also been asked to get the training, 25 hours of training from CBSE and 25 hours of training from outside CBSE, because CBSE may confine the topics, but outside you have got vast. MOOCs word? MOOCs. Are you aware about MOOCs? Write in the chat box. MOOCs. Please write there in the chat box if you are aware about MOOCs. Okay. MOOCs is massive open online courses which are available online. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Right. Hitendra, thank you so much. Right. So massive open online courses. Right. And these are, these courses are openly available, across. These courses are openly available, they're in the NCERT website. It is available, different. Yeah, different. Yes, definitely. You can talk about Coursera. You can talk about, so many open platforms are there. Even Wipro, Infosys, everybody, is actually providing the massive open online courses, including, in case if at this platform I can give, that is SIA, School Innovation Ambassador Program. You can note it down. SIA, SIA, School Innovation Ambassador Program. It's a 72 hours program. And you can do this program. This will take you to the next level, because it is not only talking about the subjects, it is talking about inclusion of design thinking, innovation, entrepreneurship, financial literacy, lots of things, right? And if you have got a question that what will I do out of this knowledge, you can utilize this knowledge for the betterment of your children. And this is not subject specific. It can be implemented anywhere, integrated in any subject. Anyways, so the 4 points are basically here. The core learning team, is there, is formed and training, which is comprising SIA. Yes, absolutely. School Innovation Ambassador Program. You can search in Google, you will find School Innovation Ambassador Program. So it is comprising of team of key educators and administrators. I was talking about the team. Then I was talking about the necessary documents and evidences which are to be prepared and collected, supporting a comprehensive evaluation. We already talked about, right? Thank you. Good. I'm so happy. Others will also complete it, right? Then the third one is self-assessment. A self-assessment is to be completed, on the CBSE SQAAF portal, logging in with the ID which has been provided by CBSE for LOC. You can use the LOC user ID and password, and you can log in and you can complete your SQAAF assessment. And then last one is the you need to plan a developmental plan. For the developmental plan, basically, where you need to have these plans on different domains, how to make our school better ones, for the children, for the parents, for the teachers, for the principal, for the management, for everybody, because everybody is involving. So if any improvement happens in the school, it will happen for everybody. And I'm sure your school will be a very happening, place for the students and teachers. Can we move on to the next slide, please? Okay, before I go to the SQAAF report, can you tell me what is the base of new education policy? Anybody who can tell me? Base, the crux, in nutshell, what is the new education policy talks about? Please do not give me the answers which you have read, those 6-7 points, no? So tell me the crux. Anybody who can write there in the chat box, please. What is the crux of new education policy? Why this new education policy was required? What they are emphasizing more? Okay, child-centered, fine. Well taken, Rajni ji. Anybody else? Okay, road to real learning. Got it. Ashish ji, thank you. Inclusive, thank you so much. And if I tell you that it is something more than this, okay, holistic. This word actually I'm not very clear. Can you clear, to me, it should be starting with H or WH. Is it holistic or holistic? WH or H? No, nowadays it is WH. Rajni ji, it is WH. Holistic, WHOLISTIC. It's holistic. All right. Thank you so much. Yes, whole. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Everybody's so active in this session. I'm so happy. All right. Okay. Learning outcomes matter more than marks. Yeah, definitely. I'll tell you one thing. The core, the crux, the theme, the final nectar out of new education policy is only one, that is developing empathy in the children, developing empathy in the whole system, principal, teachers, coordinators, everybody. I'm talking about empathy. I hope I'm clear. And let me make it a little more clear. Nowadays, children, they have got various sources of knowledge. They can collect the information from YouTube. They can collect the information from mother, father, brother, sister, anybody. But what is missing in our education system? Empathy. And the nutshell of this whole, this whole reform, the new education policy, national curriculum framework, SQAAF. What is the nutshell? Why we are talking about SQAAF quality? Since ages we have been teaching our children. No, there was no SQAAF. All of a sudden, why this SQAAF has come? Nowadays, you can see that the accident happens. Nobody bothers to help the person, who made the accident. If nowadays, many parents, they come to me because I'm handling 14 schools across India, and I'll honestly tell you, parents sometimes they come crying, weeping, and they say, like, I'll tell you one story. So you want to hear story? Another one? Write story 2. Write story 2 in the chat box. So thank you so much. Right. So, what has happened that, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rajni ji. Thank you so much. So, one parent came weeping to me and he was saying, sir, I told my child that I gave my life. I did not eat for one time. I, surrendered all my money, hard-earned money, right, on your education and to give you luxuries. And what is the answer of the father? Right? What is the answer of the child? The child says, what should I do then? It's your mistake. You shouldn't have done it. Now the parent, came to me and he said, sir, I sacrificed my, youth for my children. And, finally, I heard this word from one of my children. What should I do, sir? Was it my mistake? Is it my mistake? Did I do any mistake? I was on, on wrong impression. We should not do anything for our children. Now, can you tell what was missing here in the whole system? Whole place. What was missing? Anybody? Any answer? Please write in the chat box. Yes, absolutely, Gunjanji. Empathy was something which was missing. Nowadays, the children don't even look to the parents' face. They want luxuries, they want cars, they want good food, right? Everything they want, but they do not empathize with their parents that how this hard-earned money is coming, how my parents are working, how my parents are, collecting this money and utilizing this money only for me, not for themselves. And there is another word which I am going to give it to you today. Please write and explore this word. I have coined around 16 years back. 16 years back, this word was coined. In one of the place in Bhutan, and the word is. Do you want to know? Right in the chat box. Yes, then only I'll give. Yes, and the word is six pocket syndrome. The answer, yes, six pocket syndrome. And nowadays this word, yes. So now this, word is, into limelight, and most of the schools are now using, and there are lots of debate which is happening on six pocket syndrome. What is this six pocket syndrome? Thank you so much for the wonderful answers and being so active during the session. Let's, talk about the school quality assurance assessment assurance report. So what is that, SAR? Let's see. The school quality assessment and assurance report for schools will be generated based on information provided by the school when visited by the CBSE nominated team. So if the school, gets the notice for assessment, so then the team will come and then they are going to prepare a SQAAF report, SQAA report, and in this report they are going to cover many things. What all things? It will be a detailed report based on the 7 domains that we discussed. Domains, yes, even highlighting for the subdomains and standards. Then it will also include the both qualitative and quantitative dimensions of evolution, right? Whether, what all quantity was there and what is the quality. Then the report will also, consist of general and overall commendations and recommendations. What are these commendations? Anybody can tell? Commendations. What is going good and where the support is required. Commendation means what is going good, what is going in right direction. So that is called as commendation. Then it will be having the report for, report will also be highlighting domain-wise strength and areas which requires immediate attention. And the last, but this is not the least point, because it will be covering many points. It will be a lengthy report. So assessment reforms that, basically it will be talking about moving from rote learning, method to competency-based learning. So when I say, rote learning, do you really think that rote learning is bad or good? Any ideas? Any answers? If I can get in the chat. Okay, bad. Fine. Well taken, Gunjanji. Okay, good at primary stage. Okay, well taken. First step, tables are memorized. Very good. Minuji, thank you. Not bad in some cases. Yes, I fully agree with all of you, right? Nothing is good or bad until and unless it reaches the limit. We cannot say, yes, it's one of the learning ways. It is not bad. So when people, they say rote learning should not be there. I mean, I asked, can you please justify this statement? Rote learning is not good or not bad. It cannot be decided just by speaking something. So to my experience, I'll tell you that rote learning at some places are really, really very good, right? And at some places, it is bad because until we understand the concept, wherever the concepts are required. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Rajniji. So, until the concept is cleared, we cannot move ahead. We cannot, create researchers from our education system if it is only rote learning. Yes, cognitive domain. Yes, absolutely. So sometimes, for example, if you need to learn any arti, if you need to learn any shloka, if you need to learn Indian knowledge systems, if you go with the Indian knowledge system books, seriously wonderful. I mean, I loved it. And these kind of content we have created a long back, around 12 years, 13 years back, we have created this content, right? So it is not about who's good or who's bad, but something where in our scriptures, in our books only, some wonderful content is there. Why not to take it? Why not to make our children benefit out of it? So that is what it is. Yes. Yes, absolutely. We use all the senses for learning. Absolutely. Including the rote learning. So rote learning is not bad, but using rote learning everywhere is bad. I hope you all agree. Anyways, we'll move to the next slide. Can you please move on to the next slide? Right. So what is the basically domain wise if you need to understand? So total of 7 domains are there. Total number of strands are there, 84. Total scores you can see. Domain 1, 104. Domain 2, 80. Domain 3, 40. Domain 4, 28. Achha, one question I have got before I proceed, after domain 4. Why inclusive education is required? Why inclusive education is required, and why, and what all arrangements we need to make, in our school, in our teaching faculties, in our teaching, in the thought process of our teaching faculties, so that the inclusive, practices can be, there in the school. Can I give you one example? Are you interested in one example, a wonderful example of inclusive education? If you want, you can write. Yeah. So, right. You can serve Stephen Hopkins. Have you ever heard of this word? Stephen Hopkins. Yes, he was. Right, Stephen was, yes, absolutely. He was one of the person who did lots of research. He did lots of research, right? And other than his brain and eyes, none of his body part was working. And what theories he has given, no, not even a normal person has given those theories. You can search, you can research, you can watch his YouTube videos, right? You know the example. I mean, I don't know whether most of you have actually quoted this example in your annual days or maybe in speeches or to your children, right? One example I would say is the Einstein. Did you quote this example anywhere in your classrooms, anywhere in your speeches? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. How? So inclusive education, that is what is the reason, right? That, the government also says that, inclusive education has to be the part of a normal schooling. We cannot simply say any child that go and take admission in any of the school. Anyways, coming to management and governance, its total score is, 40, leadership 20, beneficiary satisfaction 24. What is beneficiary satisfaction? Are you aware? Who are the beneficiaries? What beneficiaries we are talking about? Yes, only parents. Okay, all, yes, absolutely, wonderful answer. Shilpiji, wonderful answer. Thank you so much. Right, all stakeholders, and who are all these stakeholders? So these stakeholders are management, principal, vice principal, coordinators, teachers, HODs, children, parents, society as a whole, because education is not about sitting in a classroom and giving some lectures and taking exams and giving the, yes, and alumni also. Wonderful answer. Thank you so much, Roop Kumar sir. Thank you so much. So, this is something wonderful that, we need to be taking the whole society, because education is not all about single development. It is the development, as a whole. And to support this, I'll say a statement that, human beings are the social animals. We cannot live without the society. And if we do something that impacts the society, good or bad, you see the news channel, lots of good things and lots of bad things happen. News comes, right? So whatever we do, it impacts the society. Thank you so much. Right, we'll move on to the next slide. Okay, let's discuss an effective improvement plan so that you can understand it a little more better, right? So an effective improvement plan should be, so you have got A, B, C, D. You can see your screen and give the correct answer in the chat box. You have got 30 seconds. Please answer. Don't think whether it will be right or wrong. We are not here to judge. Yes. Thank you, Jayashri ji, Ashish ji, Meenu ji, Shilpa, Rajni. Okay. All right. C, B. Okay. We have got a mixed answer. Can you please show the answer? Which is the correct answer? Yes, absolutely. Claps. Good. All of you have given, C, as a correct answer. Some has given B also. It's okay. Because, we need to understand what exactly, it is, why it has been, marked as C. Because, it should be specific. And at the start of my session, I said it should be measurable. It should be measurable. Until and unless we can measure anything, we are not sure whether we are right or wrong. For example, you go in the market and you ask, the shopkeeper, give me 1 liter of milk, and he takes some mug without measure, and he gives from that mug. There will be always a doubt whether he has given a complete 1 liter, or is it less or is it more? Yes or no? So everything has to be measurable. Everything has to be measurable, and there should be a TAT. I'm introducing a word here, TAT, T-A-T, TAT. TAT is task allotted time. TAT is task allotted time. So I hope I'm clear. Let's move on to the next slide. All right. So here is a case study, enhancing educational quality through SQAAF self-assessment. So here we have got a mid-sized school, which is a CBSE affiliated school, known for its quality education and academic excellence, realizing the need, to undertake the SQAAF self-assessment process to provide its educational quality and align with regulatory standards. Yes, and the statutory compliances. The school faced the challenge in maintaining consistent high standard and need a structured approach to identify strength and address gaps. One significant issue was the format and storage of the required documents and the implementation of the improvement plans. So this is a case study. I hope you understood. If you understood, you can put a thumbs up, and I'll move ahead, because this is a case study which we are going to study, and then we are going to reach to a solution. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wonderful audience, very active. Thank you so much. Right, we'll move on to the next slide. And before we go for the gap analysis, let me tell you one another story, that is story number 3. And this is not, all these things are not stories. These are the things which we have faced in our working, because I travel in India and abroad also. I meet many people, and some people they ask wonderful question which helps me to think, rethink, and learn, unlearn, and relearn. So I unlearn that knowledge, and I go for relearning. So that is how we improve, our knowledge, because knowledge is not one time. One of the teacher, I was interviewing, and I asked the teacher that, how will you teach? Sir, what to teach? Sir, I'm already completed masters, and I'll read the, chapter. I'll read the paragraph, and I'll explain the paragraph. That's it. Is this the education? Do you really think that this is the education? This is the kind of teachers we require in our school? What do you think? Yes, absolutely. Right? It is not reading between the lines and explaining. It is all about connecting with the children, right? And I told you the Kath-Murdoch inquiry cycle. You just go through with Kath-Murdoch inquiry cycle, and you'll understand that how basic. Yes, involvement. Yes, absolutely. It's not only about involvement, because we require something which we can measure. How do we measure? So three things I have given you. Again, I'm repeating what all three things I have given you. I have given you KWHL chart. Then the next level of the chart is KWHL AQ chart. And the third thing which I have given you is the Kath-Murdoch inquiry cycle. So recently, I was on tour to Andhra Pradesh. I'll name the place, but I'll not name the school. So, I was on tour to Madanapalli. Madanapalli is one wonderful, beautiful, place closer to Karnataka, closer to Bangalore. So there is one school which is IPSC school. Are you aware about the IPSC school? So IPSC schools are the schools which are developed and raised for Rajkumars, right? So this school is very old school, very, very reputed school, across the globe, not only in, in India, not only in Andhra Pradesh, but across the globe. This school was a very reputed school. Now slowly and gradually shedding its identity. Why? The major challenge with the school that the school cannot make a consistent, wonderful results of the school. The reasons are why. So now here the SQAAF will help you that this, this improvement plans, in case if you prepare, I'm sure that you will be able to keep a consistent, good results, and you can have the wonderful, students, as alumni also, which will be in different sectors, and you'll be able to have the consistency, maintained for years together. Depends. So what is the solution basically? To meet the requirement, the school initiated a detailed self-assessment on the SQAAF portal, ensuring it meets all necessary criteria. This step includes collecting comprehensive documentation, aligning with over 1,500 items specified in SQAAF handbook. Yes, please note it down. Yes, 1,500 items are specified, in SQAAF handbook. However, the school faced difficulties in organizing documents in the correct format and ensuring proper storage for easy retrieval of the documents. To address this, issue, the school adopted digital tools and created a centralized storage system that streamlined documentation, needs for the management and accountability and accessibility. All. Now, one question which I ask you, and this is a general question, very general question. Your schools are affiliated with CBSE. If not, it is going to affiliate, right? Now, one thing which I just wanted to, understand, anybody, somehow being the part of this, CBSE affiliation process. So my question starts from here. Do the inspection committee sees the documents, the printed documents, or they are okay to see the online documents also? Online means the documents which are maintained through ERP system or any other system. Okay. No is what? Printed. Okay. Jayashri ji, fine. Nandita ji, I think it's not okay. Printed, fine. Printed, fine. And here is the twist. Now, the CBSE itself says that no need to maintain the printed document, right? You can always have a soft version of the records which are being, kept only during the inspection. In case if any classroom observation is going to happen, you can print that particular, lesson plan for the classroom observation. Rest all has to be there, maintained in soft copy. Now, why this, circular, why this information is being floated by CBSE? Any reason? To save papers. Sometimes, no. For example, for a new school, maybe 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years, 6 years, it's okay. But think of the schools which are, almost 50 years, 100 years. Is it possible, for example, something happens or a child comes to your school who has passed, the school somewhere around 1995 or 96? Will you be able to retrieve the records? Is it possible? From where you are going to retrieve the records? Now that is the, the crux here. That is the challenge, and that is what the CBSE has given the liberty to maintain the documents in soft also, but totally depending on the inspector. In case inspector says that no, I want the printed copy, so you can ask her for how long you want the printed copy, for 3 months, for 6 months, for 1 month, for 2 weeks, majorly maximum. Okay, what you're saying? Sorry, what was the last point? Can you write it again? Yes, signatures are required, but signatures are required for the things. No, digital signatures are not required. You have to sign it. It's okay, right? So there is no need for the digital signature, but you can always sign on the copy which you have inspected on the day of inspection. You cannot sign, 5 years or 3 years or 2 years records. It's practically impossible. Most of the schools have now moved from, for example, as an inspector, right? So as an inspector, when I visited the school, sometimes, some of the schools, they've been maintaining, this biometric devices. So, you need to understand that how this biometric devices works, how it is going for automatic salary calculation. So that particular printout. So that is what I'm saying. So that, printout you can take and you can write that, these documents have been maintained digitally. This is the 1 day report or 6 days report or 15 days fortnight report, which I have asked the school to give me a print so that I can check and verify. And you can put a signature there. You don't require a whole bundle of, records to be signed. Right? So this can be done. This we have done not now, right? We have done almost 10 years back. And that is valid. Some documents which requires proper filling. So those documents we cannot do, but we cannot print all the documents, practically not possible. Lesson plan also you can have of 1 week, 1 day, or 15 days, depending on your requirement, not more than that. Anyways, moving to the implementation. So the implementation is now the school leadership coordinated with teachers and administrative staff. I said it is not one person job. You have to take the whole team together. They gathered the documentation, completed the self-assessment. They ensured all the relevant criteria which were met and evidences are being thoroughly compiled. A major focus was placed on standardizing document formats to meet SQAAF requirements, because sometimes schools prepare whatever format they want, they prepare, but when they analyze, when they compile these documents are not actually in sync with the SQAAF requirements. So prepare the documents which are in sync with the SQAAF requirements. The second implementation is a digital repository. I told you about the digital repository, right? Which categorizes folders for each criteria, which simplified the storage and retrieval process. The improvement plans was developed collaboratively, focusing on the areas for developing and setting timelines for the process. I said time allotted tasks. Any plan is to be made, there should be an action plan which is to be made, and finally there should be a TAT also allotted. in what time we are going to implement this and in what time we are going to make progress in this. So there should be a clear-cut guidelines. Looking to one document, you could be able to identify that which all things are working, which all things are not working. If working, what are the further improvement plans? And if it is not working, what all are the further implementation plans for it? So I hope I'm clear on this part. Moving on to the next one. Next slide, please. I'm sure you have got multiple questions, and if you have got multiple questions, please feel free to ask at the end of the session. And I'm sure that you all are wonderful audience here. You all are participating. That is something the beauty of this webinar. Anyways, coming to the gap analysis outcomes. So what are the outcomes? Let's see. Through the SQAAF self-assessment and CBSE inspection preparation, Greenwood International Academy achieved, this is just a name. I mean, we are not reflecting the actual name. This is just a name we have taken. So Greenwood Academy achieved improvement in what? Transparency. Why transparency is required? We have to keep it hidden, no? What transparency is required? Any answers from anyone? Do we need to be transparent or we need to be hiding the data? Please write in the chat box. Okay, required, sir. Why it is required basically? Transparency? Any reason? So transparency is required in all the places because parents like those schools where the transparency is being maintained. I'm not talking about everything. I'm talking about whatever is pertaining to their domain. For example, in case if your parents ask the school, yes, absolutely. This is one of the big, see, in one of the school, what has happened when I went, no? So the parents, they came to me, sir, you said that swimming pool will be there in the first year. I said, sorry, I did not say anything that the swimming pool will be there in the first year. My principal said that, the swimming pool will be ready within the second year or third year. But here I am giving you a clear statement that it will be available in the second year. So parents were clear. And in the second year, when the swimming pool was made and operational, right? I mean, that parent met me, sir, you kept your word, sir. Thank you, sir. Transparency, simple. Now, one more thing. I don't know whether you are doing it in your school or not, but whatever is the classroom activity that you do, whatever is the extracurricular activity you do, whatever is the co-curricular activity you do you use exit tickets or not? This is another word, exit tickets. EXIT, exit tickets. Do you use exit tickets to measure the learning outcomes? Wonderful. Thank you, Rupumarji. Right? It's really wonderful. If you're not using, please start using the exit tickets, right? So you'll find out exactly where the learning gaps are there, where is the problem. And I'll tell you one more thing, instead of exit tickets, I was in a habit of, when I was the principal, so I was in a habit of doing a post-mortem, of every program. How to use it. Okay, all right. In this session, I won't be able to tell you about the exit tickets, but exit tickets word I have introduced. You can Google it. You'll find the exit tickets and how it is to be used. You are doing it, but this, word will help you to do it nicely and systematically. And exit tickets can be used in SQAAF also, preparing the SQAAF documents also. Right? Let's move to the conclusion. So what is the conclusion? The conclusion is very simple, that a transparent strategy has been prepared, where all the stakeholders have taken part in, and they helped in formulating. And what happened once it is passed to everybody has endorsed that yes, this was discussed, and this is what is the improvement plan that we have made, and this is what is a transparency plan that we have got. So it is basically turning. Yeah, different strategies are there. Yes, absolutely, Sampaji. Correct. Absolutely. So there are, we have coined almost like 64 different type of exit tickets. Maybe in some session I can, talk about these exit tickets and its implementation and how to keep the records. You don't have to be going for the formative examination. These are the records, where, I mean, you can use these exit tickets as a formative examination, and keeping all these, records. I don't know whether you prepare a student file or not, but these are called as anecdotal records. So in the anecdotal records, you can always keep the record of these exit tickets, and you need not to be taking, the formative examinations in separate. Anyways, discuss with your concerned and competent authority, and you can take it ahead. So by embarrassing self, reflection, tackling challenges related to document management and fostering accountability, the school not only met the required standards, but also created a sustainable culture of excellence, ultimately benefiting both students and the broader school community. So this is what is the learning. This is what is the outcome. Anyways, let's move to the next one. Can you just tell me any one scenario? Okay. Can you just tell me any one scenario where you thought that your school requires attention in any area, maybe infra, maybe the leadership, right? Maybe the pedagogical practices or heterogogical practices, right? Inclusive, So what, now, for example, Gunjanji, in case if you have written here, inclusive. Now, wonderful. I must, say, please put your hands together for Gunjanji. I think, this is one very good question which can be addressed at this point. So what happens when we say inclusive education? For example, in case in your school, you don't have the inclusive education. Now, what is to be done next? So first, sit along with your team, formulate a process how inclusive education can be incorporated in the school. You remember, a couple of points, where CBSE has made it mandatory. Out of all those points, one point which all CBSE schools comply is the RAMP. I hope everybody agrees here. RAMP is compulsory during the inspection, and it is compulsory in every school. So what do you need to do? Sit together, formulate a plan, how to, go ahead with the inclusive education. Do we need to take the special children or not? Or in case if we are taking the special children, do we have got, the counselor, the student counselor, for them? Do we have got a special educator or not? Right? What all facilities we will be requiring? What all changes are to be done? Wonderful, Prashanti ji. Wonderful. Very good. Wonderful. So, what all changes are required in the school infra? What all changes are to be done in the lesson planning? All those things are to be taken care of. All right. This is the next slide, I think. Okay. So I hope I am through. Can you move on to the next slide, please?
Yeah, I believe the questions mentioned in the chat section have already been addressed, so we can move ahead.
Sure. Fine. Okay. So what was the conclusion basically? Still, in case if you have got questions, please feel free, right? Because this is not one-sided session. We have made a consistent effort throughout this session that we are interactive, we are talking. So in case if you have got questions, feel free to write in the chat box, or you must have written in your notebook, so you can put it at the end of the session. So what is the conclusion? So the conclusion here is the SQAAF self-assessment and CBSE inspection process is essential for fostering continuous improvement and educational excellence in schools, right? By embracing this structured approach, schools can enhance accountability, strengthen their practices, and ultimately provide better learning outcomes for their children. So this is something which is the final outcome. Finally, actually, we all are there in the school for the children only, right? We, generally what happens that sometimes there are certain gaps which I have found, I have actually, found that, generally there is a disconnect between the parents and the school. Teachers think that we have done our job, we have taught the child, we have asked the child to complete the workbook and the worksheets and all records and everything is there. Education is not all about only preparing the notes, checking the notes, giving the classwork, homework, workbook, um, you know uh, assignments, lesson plannings. Okay, so Prashanti ji, I think you have got wonderful questions. So we will take it, at the end of the session only, right? So that I can, talk in length and I can give, answer. So my point is there that, after this session, I would definitely say that if you are an educator, if you are a principal, if you are a promoter, please make sure that, education is all about empathetic approach. In the recent one of the session which I was handling, that is an international baccalaureate program, and we were talking about emotion integration in mathematics. Looks very different kind of topic, no? But yes, how do we integrate emotions, how do we integrate ethics in mathematics? So we have reached to that level of thinking. We have reached the next level of design thinking. So the purpose of SQAAF, and I'll tell you one thing that, I've been the part of, CCE. You might be knowing CCE, Continuous and Comprehensive Evaluation. And the CBSE miserably failed to implement CCE, right? Why? The reason was that nobody was interested in preparing the documents, and majorly schools, I don't want to name the regions, but majorly schools, what they did, they were only focusing, I taught there in the class and you just come for the paper. No. Yeah, profit and losses, sums, all those things. But majorly, the teachers were not, ready to take the accountability of that. So it failed. So it failed, no? No, it did not fail. Next time, the CBSE came along with a different plan, which is called as New Education Policy, right? And earlier plan was to tell the teachers that please follow ethics and, guide the children this way, integrated project-based learning, art integration. Nobody listened. Now, this time, they have got a perfect plan. They have got New Education Policy. They talk about some structure. Then they have got NCF. Then they have got NCRF. And then this is SQAAF, that everything goes in sync. There is no disconnect in education. So there is no disconnect. For example, if you've been asked to write the paper and your marks are not shown, what is the point, writing the paper? Now, this is what the CBSE has done this time. So the old CC has been integrated in the New Education Policy, and still we have got the CC in our system, continuous and comprehensive evaluation, and continuous and comprehensive evaluation is there in the SQAAF also. So I think I've covered that, that point. All right. By embracing this structural, approach, schools can enhance accountability, strengthen their practices, and ultimately provide better learning outcomes for their children. School is all about learning outcomes, right? And I'm sure that in your lesson plannings, you are doing learning objectives and learning outcomes. That is a part of, the lesson plans also. Lots of documents are there, right? I'm just, picking few documents. In your lesson plans, the milestones are to be there. Compulsory milestones are to be there, right? So if the milestones are not there in your lesson planning, please start using the milestones. Life skills, yes, absolutely. Which all life skills, the child will be learning out of whatever is the content which is being taught. Wonderful. Thank you. Yeah. So coming to the next slide, please. Now the question comes here, is it mandatory? SQAAF? Now I think we have talked in length. Is it mandatory? Yes, it is mandatory. What is the mandatory to submit self-assessment under SQAAF as per CBSE guidelines? When was the circular circulated? 27th of February. I'm quoting the circular. 27th February circular came that by the end of this academic year, you need to be completing the SQAAF assessment. This is for CBSE schools. When to submit? Till December 31. And I'm sure that 31st December, you all will be busy in celebrations, going out, outings. I hope you have submitted by now. If you have not submitted, do it. Yeah, basically, the question which has been asked, right now, it's not about ticking. We don't have to do the formalities. We need to be preparing a wonderful plan, right, that really works out. Otherwise, the purpose will be forfeited. Anyways, so where to submit? You need to write in the Google SQAAF portal, and the SQAAF portal will open, and you need to use your LOC user ID and password. What to submit? You need to submit a self-improvement plans also in the SQAAF assessment. What should school prepare? For the school should prepare for 1500 plus documentations and evidences as per SQAAF handbook. How will CBSE inspection occur? So there will be a PAT team, peer assessment team will be there. They'll be visiting the school. They'll be assessing on all the 7 domains and further subdomains. And then they'll be preparing the report, right? SQAAF report, SQAAF, SQAAR that we have done. Yes. Right. All right. We'll move on to the next slide, please. All right. So what the CBSE inspection focuses on and how inspection is being conducted. 5% schools are basically randomly selected for the physical or virtual inspection, depending on the situation. And the school can also, for example, in case if some schools are sensitive about, bringing some change in the school, so they can demand also for this. Sometimes, the schools which are taking the affiliation or re-affiliation or renewal of affiliation, so that time also this SQAAF document is to be filled. This is mandatory. What is, what they're basically focusing on? So, the purpose is basically to promote self-improvement. Focus is on process-oriented. Duration will be, continuous and ongoing. I said continuous and comprehensive. Target group, it's a CBSE and non-CBSE school. Shortly, there are certain plans where I think, state schools are also going to implement it. Anyways, that is the government plan. Then rating descriptors are, already given. It's a 4-point rating descriptors ranging from 1 to 4. Then the support, will be there, includes self-assessment tools and school capacity building, programs that will help. So this is one of the CBP. You can call this session also as CBP, one of the capacity building program for SQAAF assessment and implementation. And the outcome will be, it helps the school set goals and continuous development. I hope all these points are clear. We'll move on to the next slide. So this is what is the CBSE circular which has been circulated, and I have quoted 27th of February 2025. So you can all refer to this circular. No, right now, Rajni ji, ICSE schools are not, following this, but slowly and gradually, because, Government of India, through Ministry of Education, earlier Ministry of HRD, they are 100% sure that whatever, is required to bring in quality in education, they are 100% sure that they are going to implement it. So please make sure that links can be shared later, right, in the individual groups. So I'm sure that it is going to be implemented not only for CBSE, because CBSE was a pilot. It was a pilot project. So yeah, right. I think I'm through, and I'm thankful. It's really a wonderful audience today. I'm so happy, and that too on Saturday. So great. It's now to Luneblaze team.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Abhishek, for your insightful walkthrough on the SQAAF self-assessment and the improvement plans. And I believe this webinar has given all the audience a clear and the practical understanding of how effective mapping between, these all evidences can help them, take their schools to the next level. So, and this is where exactly the Luneblaze steps in as a partner in this journey. For over 8 years, we have been working closely with the schools, helping them bring these frameworks of NEP 2020 and SCORE into the practical and outcome-driven implementation. And we offer the comprehensive end-to-end solution that simplifies every aspect of the SCORE, from preparing the curriculum to finally collecting the evidences and going for the CBSE filing of self-assessment and the improvement plans, conducting their audits, reviews, and all. And the platform provides access to the ready-to-use policy framework templates, which will enable the schools to organize and maintain their things in a proper and efficient manner. In addition, we host these monthly training webinars and conduct review meetings and offer mock audits to help all the schools stay aligned with the scope demand. And with a 24/7 expert support, institutions can navigate every stage of the SCORE and can again move ahead confidently and seamlessly. So in short, Luneblaze helps schools move beyond compliance, building systems that make sure that the SCORE is meaningful, measurable, and truly transformative. So right here on the screen, you have a QR where you can create the demo. You have a link where you can create the demo account and explore what we are offering. And like moving ahead, we are too proud to share, about our partnered institutions with us. So on the screen here are a little glimpses of the same, and we are truly proud to share these things, that we are partnered with GT Goenka, Chinmay Vidyalaya, Father Regional Group of Schools, and much more. And we genuinely look forward to extending the same level of commitment and support to your school as well, and helping you make your SCORE journey even more structured, stress-free, and impactful. If you'd like to explore more, and you can definitely reach out to the numbers we'll be providing on the screen. And we are always here to help you out, and we'll be delighted to support your school's growth and the compliance journey. So moving ahead, as you all know that we are done with this complete, the cycle of this month, and we are done with all the sessions. And today our session on, the SQAAF self-assessment and the improvement plans have also helped us out a lot throughout. And going ahead in the new year, we'll be again coming up with a new topic, with a new vibe, so that you can all learn and engage with the things. So here, now we are open for the question and answers round. To all the participants, you can definitely unmute yourselves and take up your question answers if any. So like to all, you all have the access to unmute yourselves. I appreciate one by one. You can please raise your hands and take up your question. Thank you so much. So Ms. Shilpa Vora is asking, the group leader needs to sign or the teacher members?
So what happens basically, I hope this question is for me.
Yeah.
So basically what is, there that if you go to the SQAAF documentation, there is a complete book on the SQAAF. I think if I'm not wrong, because I may be wrong, but 300 pages, change. I think it is there. So, in these 300 pages, if you move to almost the last, part of this PDF, you'll find that the principal should be there, somebody from admin should be there, children should be there, parents should be there, and staff members from each section should be there. It is not only some random two good teachers, those who are good to you can be selected. So there should be teachers from each section, because it's not about creating a false report. It's all about creating a real report, because you are not only like just preparing a report. It is basically not a report, it's an improvement plan. So select people. Now there are another one more thing which you will find in the SQAAF document. There are attributes. Now what are those attributes basically? So for example, if you chose me, but I'm getting angry on every single thing, this is not happening, that is not happening, cribbing, grumbling, right? Now I am not the good fit to be the part of SQAAF team. So person should be progressive. The person should be having some idea, some vision for the institution. The person should be accepting the thoughts also. So these attributes are also mentioned there. You need to select a team. The team member, if I'm not wrong, I think it'll be somewhere around 10 to 12 to 13 people approx. I hope I addressed the question.
Mr. Viju, the recording of this session will be provided in the coming week. If you are unable to attend the session, you can access the complete thing from the recorded video. Any other questions? Participants, please, you can unmute yourselves or write in the chat section.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, I just want to know about that. That was not, my question was not whether it has to be ticked or not. I just want to know for higher classes, this is regarding teacher-student ratio. In the document, it is given that for KG, actually we are doing KG 1:35, and for the other classes 1:40 we are following. But in the document, there are so many statements that 1:35 I am following, or 1:40, 1:36 to 39, 1:31 to 35. I want to know whether wherever it is applicable for us, only those points to be marked, or the higher percentage should be marked.
So I'll tell you, CBSE actually permits, per class 45 children, right? Earlier it used to be 60. So if you calculate the student-teacher ratio, actually it will come not more than 1:30. It always ranges, from 1:27, 1:26. Because what happens, student-teacher ratio, what the CBSE says that you can go max up to 1:35, not, more than this. The reason is that the quality will not come, because, a teacher cannot be engaged. See, generally what happens that in our Indian scenario, right? How the student, and how the teachers have been kept. I mean, the same teacher is being asked to take multiple subjects. Now,
Yes.
It is not talking about quantity. We are not talking about the quantity. We are talking about quality. Now, for example, in like 85 group of schools, we always keep in, we divide our school into 4 parts. And NEP also says, you need to divide your school into 4 parts, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4.
Yes.
So in, first five means nursery 3 years, nursery KG1, KG2 3 years, grade 1 and 2. The student, teacher ratio should not increase anyhow by 1:30. Practically, it is not possible to handle the class effectively, and the quality will not come. Now, the second part comes another 3. 3 means grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, right? So,
Yes.
so in that grade, you need to again keep it 1:30. Why I am saying 1:25, you need to keep for ESP. ESP means early school program. ESP means, till grade 2. Reason
Okay.
being that this is called as foundational stage. Now, in the
Okay.
foundational stage, if the concepts are not clear, it's very difficult for the child to sustain in another 3 plus 3 plus 4.
Yes, sir.
So individual care is required. Even if you are having an assistant teacher there in the class, please make sure that this teacher is being given with the proper responsibility. Assistant teacher is not only working as just like a ayah there in the class, right? I should not be using this word, sorry. But the role of assistant teacher is not only to just assist. The teacher is supposed to be given with some responsibility. For example, right, the children are writing in the proper handwriting, so the main teacher will be focusing on either the PowerPoint presentation, or maybe maybe the content on the board if it is digital, or writing on the board, helping couple of children, and rest other children will be considered and taken care by the assistant teacher. So assistant teacher is not only to assist, she is the integral part of the system. Then coming to grade 3, 4 and 5, the ratio should be 1:30. Coming to upper grade, so the ratio can increase up to 1:35, because by the time the children are polished, they know what the teacher is telling and what way we need to follow it. And then there are multiple people where we have got the coordinators, we have got the HODs. In case if your school has got, you need to check as per your school structure. But what figure I'm telling you, 1:X, that figure is given by CBSE only. So this is not my figure. And when you move from move up to 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th, again it has to be 1:35, not 1:40. 1:40 is never considered as a good figure. It is just like teaching a herd, not giving a personal care.
Okay, so what we are following here, that point alone should be marked, or
Yes,
that is
you
my
can
doubt.
put, yes.
So
So you
other
can
points can be left.
yes.
So same way, if there is no Divyang students, there is a point about Divyang students, whether the pedagogical strategies that meet the requirement of the Divyang students are in place. If we don't
So
have any Divyang students, how to mark that point?
okay, so in case if Divyang children are not there, right? So as I said that one of the participant, she has written inclusive education. If I'm not wrong, we discussed
Yes.
also. And
Yes,
when
sir.
you are saying Divyang, so Divyang is not the word we use basically in our schools. We only use special children.
Yes, sir.
Right. So please do not use this word, because these words may hurt these children emotionally,
Yes.
and the other way. So we use only word special children. Now, when we talk about the special children, what all provisions? Yeah, children with special need. Yes, and special children. So what we need to do, we need to prepare a plan for them. We need to create a ramp. We should be having a wheelchair also for them, in case if they are not able to move, or they have got a moving problem. Then when we talk about all these facilities, so these are basically the physical facilities which are required. When we talk about the intellectual changes, that is change in the lesson plan, we need to ensure that their paper is of different level. We need to ensure that their content is at different level. We need to ensure that is for clarity, actually, Sampa madam, that is for clarity, that they have written Divyang, but we don't use the word Divyang, because couple of schools, see, it's not only for the schools which are they're in the city. Some schools are actually situated at a very, very, very remote place. So when we say special children, they don't understand what is special children. That's why. Anyways, so my point is that, then after you need to look for the lesson planning. Now the lesson planning should have the content which will cater their needs also. So when we talk about the lesson planning, in my one of the session, I said your lesson planning has to be in such a way where it should be starting with lots, lower order thinking skills, moving to mods, middle order thinking skills, and then finally moving to HOTS, higher order thinking skills. So lower order thinking skills, right? Every child understand. Then there is a second provision also, depending on the doctor's report. Depending on the doctor's report, you can always take a decision whether the child has got a problem which is mild, or the child has got a severe problem. In case if the severe problem is there, then the doctor automatically recommends that one person has to be there along with the child. Now that person cannot be the mother, but sometimes in case if the school permits, the mother can also be there. Otherwise, there could be one caretaker which will be appointed by the the parents only to take care of this child, especially during the classes also. So this child can be kept there. I hope I have addressed this question.
No, sir, I have a doubt that whether that point is given there, no. So whether that should be given a mark if we don't have any Divyang students, we need not prepare such a plan, no.
It's very clear. Two points you need to just note here. One is that every school has to anyhow have inclusive education.
Yes, we have.
Right. Second thing, in case if you do not have the provision, start preparing the plans. In case if you already have got the plans, you can fill there in the SQAAF. In case if you do not have any plans and still you do not have any, this kind of Divyang, child, sorry to use this word, but Divyang kind of child, then you need not to be filling the wrong information, because it is not for projecting something to CBSE. It is about self-assessment.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. And even the CBSE inspection team comes, no, please be fair with them that yes, we do not have any such child. In case if any child comes, we have got plans. That's it.
Yes. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
And so we have one question from Ms. Manisha. She's asking about how to calculate student-teacher ratio.
Okay. So student-teacher ratio is to be calculated. How many children are being taken care by a single child? So this responsibility, how many overall, children in what subject the teacher is handling, accordingly the student-teacher ratio can be calculated. It's very simple. It's available everywhere. And being teacher, this is the first thing that we teach.
Yeah. So to the participants, any questions? Yeah, we have one. Should we include activity, teachers, and admin staff also? Ms. Shilpa, you can continue. You can unmute yourself and discuss the things also.
So can we use the number of the activity teachers and the other people in the school while calculating the ratio?
Only, for that particular subject. For example, art teacher, art is not a separate subject. It's an integral part and it's an important subject only. So art also, in case if the art teacher is being, for example, generally in most of the schools, what happens, that one teacher has been given with all the classes. Take all. Now there is no calculation for that student-teacher ratio, right? Because art is not all about just taking the drawing copy and making some circles and rectangles and triangles and then finish off. It is to be told, their hand movements, their holding movements, everything is to be checked, and everything is to be told that this is how the drawings and sketchings and shadings are to be done, which all are the pencils. For this thing, no, we cannot have a group lecture. This requires an individual attention. And for Activity teachers also, I don't know. I mean, that totally depends on, this is not the right platform where I should be talking about. But generally what happens that, art teachers, drawing teachers, dance teachers, they are considered as like not even teachers also. So this is a wrong perception, right? That is why CBSE is quite clear about visual and performing arts. And these subjects, I tell you one thing, this is my observation, because I've been handling multiple schools. My observation, where visual arts, performing arts, sports are being given a due care, there the children are exceptionally performing well. So their ratio also it should not cross 40. I would recommend 35, but make it 40, it's okay, depending on the thought process.
So ideally, it should be the subject teachers, the class teacher who should be accounted for, or is it okay for the school to do it the other way? Like generally, what we see is it's very ironical that by CBSE it is told that we should have 40 students in a class, and I have seen so many batches with 45, 46 also in the earlier years. But now, ever since NEP has come and people are talking about teacher student ratio, but still in private schools, you would see that the way it is being calculated is not really justified in terms of, as you said, activity teachers would not even know the names of certain children. Whether the child has been coming to the physical education class, they would not even know, and they will put a grade in the report card. So ideally, as a teacher, even I feel that it should only be the subject teachers, the class teachers, who are coming regularly to the class and they would know the students well enough, who should be accounted for.
I have got a different view actually here.
Ji, sir.
Being in the leadership team, we have to be actually ensuring that all these teachers, you rightly said, I mean, this is one wonderful point actually, and this can be discussed. For 2 minutes, I'll definitely discuss this. So generally what happens that, generally these activity teachers, they're not even knowing the children, but I'll tell you that these activity teachers are very closer to the children. You see in any school, sports teacher is the most favorite teacher. You see in any school, dance teacher, music teachers are the most favorite teachers in the school. So there is a perfect plan which is being, for arts, there is a book by CBSE. Now, you can in the school generally what three different kind of plans we prepare in the school. One plan is the yearly plan. Second plan is the term-wise plan. Third, we prepare the monthly plan. And yes, in the monthly plan, we also prepare either the weekly plan or daily plan. So these plans are to be there with each and every, teacher, including art, sports, dance, or any other activity that you have got, even martial arts. Now, second, thing, to keep them accountable, keep a register with them that you need to mark. If they cannot mark all children present, it's okay. At least keep a register so that you can mark out of total children, total present children, how many are absent and their names. It's as simple as that. So what happens, it is very easy for the principal when the parent comes in the school, and the parent says, no, why my child, so at least the principal or the authorities can say that, your child was not available in this particular thing. That's why this kind of performance is there. It's not about escaping. It's all about, right, being accountable. Sir, can you please send your child or on regular basis, and please encourage your child on regular basis to go for art activities or for dance at whatever are the activities. So you require a partnership, school parent partnership. And honestly saying, for pre-primary, I mean, don't keep more than 25:1. I'm not saying per class how many. This way we are not calculating. We are calculating the total number of children, right, handled by the teacher. I hope I'm clear. For example, like, you
Yes,
have
sir.
got you have got 5A, 5B, 5 and 6A given to one teacher, right? Now the formula here comes total number into 1.5. That gives you minimum teachers needed which are required. Now, if you go to the next level, So in case if the teacher is having 8 sections, right? Please make it, make the calculation like 8 into 1.5, that comes 12 teachers are required to handle 8 sections. And that is how the CBSE has made it mandatory to not to go more than 45. Even if you have got 40, generally, like for example, I'll tell you my example. In our one of the class, we had 47 children. Now at 47, we stopped and we broke the class into 2 different parts. So it's not about quantity. It's all about quality, because most of the schools, they get the admission based on like my child will be really doing well. How? With the individual care. How individual care is possible? You cannot expect an individual care from the teachers with the matching with the expectation of the parents, that one teacher is handling everybody. How is it possible?
Not possible, sir.
So generally, like one more situation which I faced, and I mean, this will help in understanding. Now what happened, like we had some program, so 2 sports teachers were there. Okay, take everybody there in the ground. And there was a huge chaos. Some were sitting, some were playing, some were pushing each other, right? How we make the teacher accountable? How is it possible? What is our planning? So it should not be the random decision. Being the leader, I always find, like, for example, if I would have been at his place, will I be able to manage? No. So, okay, what is the plan then? How do we do it? So that is how we can always plan. And I'll tell you, I honestly tell you, in our Edify group of schools, we have got for pre-primary 1:20. We never go ahead more than 1:30. Whatever is the condition, we divide the class. We take more, manpower. We take more intellect in our system.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Thank you, madam.
Ms. Prasanti, you can also unmute and discuss the things. She's asking about lesson plans of all the teachers, how to check by principal. There are some teachers escape.
Right. A wonderful, very wonderful, question. Major challenges comes actually in the lesson planning only. Now, what is there? Generally, what happens? You need not to check everybody's lesson plan, because we may be having, our designation, maybe principal, headmaster, CEO, director, principal advisor, right? It's okay. It's wonderful, right? But do we involve in teaching learning process as a head of the institution? My responsibility is only to sit and check and to find out the mistake. So I think I don't deserve to be a head. Sorry to say, but this is a harsh reality. What I do, I'll tell you what practices I do. I think you can take it as a example also. So what I do basically, every Saturday or any one day or any 2 days, whenever the teachers, depending on the size of the school, right? So any 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, whichever days, basically, we ask the teachers to take a stay back. In those stay back, we do micro teaching. Now, in the micro teaching, as a head of the institution, I know what basically, I may not be knowing the subject content. It's okay. But are the teachers following all those process which is being listed in the lesson planning or not? Now, in the lesson planning, in case if they have listed everything, listed means like when I go in the class, what should be there. So like, for example, if I'm taking micro teaching, right? And I have told my teachers, because in Edify we have told our teachers that all your books have been divided into Cat Murdoch inquiry cycle. So tuning in, for example, I'm teaching photosynthesis, right? So there will be a micro teaching before 1 week before. Before 1 week only, we do the micro teaching, so that we come to know that what way my teacher is going to teach there in the class. And if I observe something, I then and there tell the teacher, not find out the mistake. Then and there tell the teacher, if you can improve in this, I think this will be good. So all the teachers will be there. There will be a happy time. There will be a happiness index also, which is high there in the session. And I need to be sitting along with the kids, with the teachers, and telling that, this is how it is done. This is very good. Other teachers can follow. So this way the teachers learn from each other. And you need not to be checking the lesson plans because, I mean, in Edify, we prepare the lesson plans from the head office and we give. But in case if your teachers are preparing, it's okay. Ask them, go for the micro teaching. You cannot check everything, practically not possible. Finally, you will check 3, 4, 5, 6 maximum. And then after you tick and you sign, it is of no use. So why not to prepare some plan which is effective? Collect your, pre-primary teachers on any one day. Chalo micro teaching, we'll start. Every teacher has got 5 minutes. What all things the teacher will be covering, how you will be covering, which all videos you will be showing, any AI integration is there, any worksheet is there. So 1 week prior, they'll be prepared. You don't have to check every single plan, every single lesson plan, every writing you don't have to check. Yes, but they have to write. So prepare a culture that they have to write, and it can, go through the HODs. You create HODs. You create, coordinators, you create vice principal, you create principals. So what will happen? HODs will check, they will discuss with each other, and everything will be sorted in the micro teaching. This is what we do, and it is working very effective.
Is any soft copy is required or any register is to be maintained, sir?
For which one?
For lesson planning.
So lesson planning, now you can go ahead what the CBSE suggests, what I suggest to my schools that I'm going to tell. So in the lesson plans, you can always go for the soft copy because it's easy to change also. Right?
Yes, yes.
Whenever it is required. Otherwise, there is lots of cutting, whitener, and all those things are there. Right? When you are going for the inspection and especially the class observation, then you can ask the teacher that please make sure to have it in hard copy, 1 copy with you, 1 copy with me, and then after we will discuss what exactly was to be taught and what exactly is being taught, whether it is good, bad, or where are the improvement areas. And accordingly, some teachers can be given with the improvement plan where they can be said that you attend this training and then come back and implement that way.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Right, thank you.
Okay, so we have one more question on the portal. Many ratios given on the CBSE score portal, like 1:40, 1:35, 1:30, etc. Which should we take? If we take only one, then the school grade is being less.
See, basically, like, different, ratios are there, and you can go ahead with the ratio, but depends. I'll tell you honestly that, we did not find any such one teacher who is perfect in the work. I did not find in these 27 years of my, experience, I did not find any one teacher who's perfect. That includes me also, honestly saying. So in that case, if we keep a little ratio a little lower, I think that will help because, more people are there in the, setup. The more better is the mind spanning, the better it will be the care of the child. And we take admission nowadays only on one basis, and every parent also take admission only on one criteria. That criteria is that I'll be taking care of your child, proper care of your child. So that every school promises. Better to keep it 1:35 max. Don't reach up to 1:40. But if you are following CBSE only, then you can go up till 1:40, but not more than, not even in points.
Sir, my question is, we are following 1:30 ratio in our school. So, I will click on 1:30. Okay, not that 35, not that 40.
No.
So,
See,
my
overall 1:40 is the last
option. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So in the portal, when I am not clicking all the ticks, that average, that number is coming down. That does not matter, na? In anything, it will not matter.
No. So
Okay.
in your whenever you are ticking it, you have to tick all. All means whatever is applicable.
Means if we have the ratio is 1:30, then I cannot take 1:40, 1:35. That I will not accept.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yes. Okay, sir. And sir, one thing I have a severe doubt. that according to the PDF, I has asked you that question before, but it is not clear to me. When I have made, we have made the 1500 files and more than that from the suggested documents in the PDF, that SQAAF PDF given by CBSE. So we followed that. But when we are taking the portal, the digital way, we have seen little more folders or the mismatch with the domain. So strictly, which one to follow?
Okay. I think this answer, Luneblaze team, will be able to help you, right? Because yeah, in case if you can just guide, what all document preparations are required and whether it is matching or not.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, ma'am, actually, each standard in this score comprises of 2 pages, majorly divided into 2 sections, right? The
Yes.
very first section talks about some pointers, which you can generally find while doing the self-assessment, right?
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
second section talks about, the supporting documents with
Yes, ma'am.
respect to that respective standard, and it has certain list of documents.
Yes, ma'am.
So what basically CBSE is trying to say in this, that, if you are saying that you follow this, if you are ticking on that respective pointers, and
Hmm.
let's suppose you are complying by all those pointers in that standard, what does it mean? You must have certain evidence to show, right? So
Yes.
that evidence list is given to you on the second section. There are a lot of documents, a lot of evidences that they have mentioned that
Yes.
need to be taken care of.
Hmm.
So this is what it actually means. Very
Okay.
first is required in the self-assessment. Second is basically you have to make sure you are having these documents. Then only you can fulfill, you can completely comply by the pointers mentioned.
Sometimes we are not, means whatever we are seeing in the pointers, that
Mm-hmm.
was not given in the suggested documents.
Mm-hmm.
So is it that all these pointers also I have to take care, and other documents we have taken care of very nicely.
Mm-hmm.
So now what to do?
So documents is only the major thing that we have to take care of,
Okay. Means
right?
whatever suggested documents given by CBSE in the
Yeah.
PDF, that one,
Because
those ones.
some or the other way, these pointers are getting
There
They
is
are
one,
matching.
there is one
Yes.
very important point, which I would
Uh-huh.
like to mention here. This
Mm-hmm.
point is that, see, in the starting of my session, I said that everything is measurable.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. So, I mean, most of the part of it, almost 95% of the part of it, no, where we can always have the evidences. But it
Exactly, sir.
is 5% part, no, which cannot be measured anyways.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay,
Whether
sir.
the washrooms are clean. Yes, it is clean. Right?
Fine.
Right? Yes, it is clean. Right? Whether the
Uh,
perfume in the washroom is there. I'm just putting example. I mean,
Yes, sir.
yeah, like it is
Like,
mentioned that we have
yes,
the
it is there.
panels in the
So we
school,
can
so
just,
it is evident.
okay, sir. Okay. Means whatever there in the school, though we don't have that type of document, means
Hmm.
we cannot make the document. I'm just thinking
Right,
that
right.
we can accept it.
yes.
Absolutely,
Okay, okay,
absolutely.
okay.
If we are having solar panels, if we are having rainwater harvesting system, it
Hmm.
will be visible in our infrastructure. That is
Hmm.
evident, right? So we don't have to maintain any document for it.
We have got a same, this thing for STP also, sewerage treatment plant.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Understood, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Right. Thank
Any,
you.
yeah, any questions anyone is having?
You can do one thing in case if anybody has got a question, you can just put it to me. I'll send across all the
Right,
answers. Right?
right.
Great.
And I
It was a
believe we can
great
conclude the session.
Yeah. Please carry on.
Yeah. So let's conclude the session, and we are bringing it to the close. We extended heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Abhishek first for his valuable insights and the practical perspectives on the self-assessment and the improvement plans in SCORE. Your
Thank you so
expertise, sir, has definitely, thank you so much, sir. And your expertise have definitely, shed the light on how the schools can translate policy into meaningful classroom practices and create the joyful learning environment for everyone involved. Again, a very special word of thanks goes to all the participants. Your time, energy, and engagement have truly made this webinar enriching. And we hope that today's discussion have given you a complete clarity and confidence in approaching towards the SQAAF submission with the purpose and direction. So before we wrap up, there is a gentle reminder. Please do share your feedback for the webinar. Link is shared in the chat section. In case if you are unable to go through that link, the link will be getting in the WhatsApp group that we have created, right? Your suggestions will gonna truly help us continuously improve and design these webinars that address your needs more effectively. Also, regarding the participation certificates, it will be mailed to you on the registered email IDs in the coming week. And at Luneblaze, we definitely remain committed to supporting you, whether it's your guidance, whether you need the guidance on NEP or on the SQAAF or broader school development initiative. And we look forward to walking this journey with you and helping your institutions go stronger step by step. So wishing you all a continued success in your efforts and a wonderful week ahead. And thank you so much for being with us today. And we'll all see you in the next webinar. Thank you so much, Dr. Abhishek, and thank you so much to all the participants. The session is now over. If you still have any questions, please write us to us. The details are provided on the screen. And in case of no questions, you can are free to leave. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was really lovely interacting, wonderful people here, and they were so active on Saturday evening. I mean,
Yeah.
that's really commendable.
Yeah.
Kudos. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, Vijay, I think you have something.